in 2011.
By Francois Dugas. Did I totally mess that up or what?
No, it's fine.
JF, as he's lovingly referred to as well, and you're the creative director over at IDOS Montreal, working on Deus Ex Human Revolution, a game I am really excited about. You brought us some gameplay to take a look at, so let's take a look at the gameplay here in just a second, but before we do, talk a little bit about where we're at with this game, Deus Ex, and what it's bringing that's fresh and unique for the genre.
Right. Deus Ex Human Revolution is an action RPG that is set in 2027, and you play as Adam Jensen, a security specialist working for a company called Serif Industries. And as you start the game and as you start the adventure with Adam Jensen, is totally human. And as you start to progress in the game, some event happens where you get badly injured, and now you're forced to get augmented. So now you start to experiment with transhumanist technologies and whatnot. And after that, you're on a track to find out who attacked you and who are behind the curtain and trying to manipulate the events.
Now we're taking a look at some gameplay here, Jay. Tell us a little bit about which part of the game we're taking a look at.
Actually, we're roughly at the middle of the game. It's a new demo that we're showing off this year at E3. Basically, at this point, Adam Jensen is on the trace of finding some really important information that is going to unravel a big discovery. I'm staying loose here because I don't want to spoil anything, because even in that demo we don't spoil it. And so you're to a point where you're going that your quest is going to open up. Like now, you're going to see who are really behind the curtain, and you're going to start to trace those people and try to understand what's going on and stop them, basically.
We're looking at a little bit of, what is this, a hacking mechanic going on here?
Yeah, this is the hacking system. You can use it to unlock computers, to get to emails. You can also unlock doors, a secret passage. You can also turn some cameras off, or some robots as an ally, and things like that. So with the hacking, you can really expand the possibilities within the game.
You guys have been talking a lot about choice being influential in the gameplay experience. What if you don't like hacking? How integral is it into the experience?
Right. The hacking is not forced on the player very often, and when it is, it's the minimum level of a hacking that you need. So if you choose to play Adam Jensen without investing any points into hacking, you won't be penalized for that. But if you really want to invest more, you can really expand the possibilities.
Are we looking at some gadgets that we're about to use here, or a sniper rifle? What are we shooting?
Here it's a silent sniper rifle, and what's happening is that the player wants to take the guard on the other side of the pool down. But right now there's a bobbing and everything, so he's going to go into his inventory, into his augmentation tree to add the stabilizer, so he's going to be more precise to shoot at the guy.
So this is really all about developing every aspect of the character, not just the story choices, but also, obviously, having a lot of depth to developing the character the way you want, right?
Absolutely. Like, choices are on all levels. Basically, there's the story, all the choices with some of the characters, but also how you decide to upgrade your character with augmentations, but with weapons as well, and everything. So it's on various levels.
Now, what if somebody's more action-oriented? Obviously, we've seen a lot of sneaking around, a lot of hacking, sniping, silent sniping. What if you really wanted to kind of go guns a-blazing? Is that an option as well?
Yes, you take the machine pistol, the combat rifle, and you get some augmentations like the Typhoon system, and you just go. You still need to be tactical, though, because the enemies can be very brutal. So, but you can use a lot of heavy firepower to get the job done.
Obviously, this franchise has been around for a long time, and it's a sort of a reinvention, also a reintroduction to people who haven't been around the Deus Ex franchise before. So what would you have to say in terms of appeasing fans of the franchise from before, but also introducing a new audience?
I think this Deus Ex Human Revolution, it's a real successor to the original Deus Ex. We went back to the roots of the franchise and really tried to understand what were the core values of that kind of game and whatnot, and this is what we tried to reproduce in our own terms, like with our own references and everything. And for the new fans around, I think like if they're into action RPG, like story-driven games with a lot of possibilities and be very creative in the way they solve problems, I think it's going to be a game to look for.
Have you gotten a lot of feedback from old fans of the franchise in terms of what they think about the look and feel of the game so far?
Yes, everybody that saw it, like that, they were fans of the old game. They were like, okay, this is a real Deus Ex game, and for us, it's the best compliment that we can have.
All right. All right, well, I've obviously given you a lot of questions, but Justine, what questions do we have from the GT community?
Well, we've got a bunch of questions from Facebook and Twitter. Are you ready for these?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because they're might get pretty intense here. First one here from Lenny H on Facebook. Will we meet any characters from the first game?
Probably, and if you watch the trailers that we released recently, you already see one.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Which the trailers are amazing, by the way. I got to give you a lot of credit. They're awesome.
Will Deus Ex Revolution be able to have DLC later in the future?
It's a subject that we're not commenting at this point. The only thing I will say is that we're really dedicated to take care of the franchise on the long run.
Mm-hmm. Daniel C. on Facebook wants to know if you guys are planning to support the mod community.
At this point, there's no plan, but it doesn't mean that in the future we won't go with something.
Okay, let's see what else.
All right, you got one question left, Justine.
I do.
Tell us
okay,
what
let's make it a good one. All right, they love the first Deus Ex. The second one, not so much. But what does Human Revolution have in common with the first game?
A lot of things. We went back, tried to recapture the spirit of the original with strong characters, but also giving a strong background to the main character. We also went in depth in terms of possibilities with augmentations, with weapons as well, like with upgrades, with ammo and things like that. So we didn't took the route of saying like, oh, it's going to be on all platforms. Let's simplify things. We didn't do that. We wanted to make sure that the depth and the complexity of the game was easy to understand and get into.
That's awesome.
Excellent. Well, I think it's looking and sounding great, Jeff. We appreciate your time. Thanks so much for stopping by.